Hello everyone, how are you? Welcome to History 3, the history of the Filipino Muslims and indigenous people of Mindanao, Sulu, and Palawan. Today, we're going to have our first discussion, and that is about the meaning and nature of history.
History
History
is just boring, dusty old history books about old dead people that don't matter.
We tend to see certain people as heroes and villains.
Military history, like battle, battle, battle.
I mean, you're studying dead people.
History is about sort of memorizing dates and facts.
We're just out there just memorizing facts.
that's useless.
Boring, dead people.
What good is history?
It is very common to most people or students in particular that their perspective on history is borrowing. I think some of you might have the same thought, but mind you, if you just know and understand deeply what history is, you will love the subject. So now, let us start our discussion on important matters pertaining to the discipline. I have four questions here to guide us in learning the nature and meaning of history. First, what is history? Second, what are the etymology of the word history? Third, what are the elements of history? And the fourth one, what are the importance of studying history? Or should I say, why do we need to study history? So, please listen carefully as we answer all these questions. What is history? History is an art and a science which first investigates and then records its causal relation such past human events as are definite in time and place, socially in nature, and socially significant. So why history is an art? It is because based on the simple definition of art, art is the expression of ideas and feelings. That makes history as an art because what are written or recorded in our history are ideas of our historians or scholars of history. However, these ideas are not based on their imagination or feelings. It is based on facts. That is the reason why history is also a science. Further, I think you already heard the connotation that history is all about the past. So does it mean that everything happened in our past is recorded in history? From the definition we mentioned earlier, it says socially in nature and socially significant. In other words, only those important events of the past are written or recorded in history. And what makes an event important? That is, if it has contribution or effects in our society. The second question, what are the etymology or origin of the word history? We have three origin of the word history. First, history. It is a Latin word, means inquiry. Second, histoire or histoire. It is a Greek word, means investigation. Third, histoire. It is a French word, means wise man. In other words, a person knowledgeable of the past is considered a wise man. The third question, what are the elements of history? I guess all of you heard the notion that history repeats itself. Do you agree? Yes or no? Anyway, let us see the right answer. There are four elements of history. First, time. second, place, third, people, and fourth, event. Looking at the four elements of history, we could say that history does not repeat itself. Why? Among the four elements, time will never be repeated nor be the same. In other words, it is the people who repeat history. The last question: what are the importance of studying history? There are five importance of studying history. 1. Bridging the gap between the past and the present. This means what we are today is the result of our past. In order for us to understand best the present, we have to look back. According to Sir Rizal, in order to read the destiny of a person, it is necessary for us to know his past. Another scholar of history said, I am not afraid of tomorrow, for I have seen yesterday and I love today. The second one explains causes of things and events. Many students understood that history is all about dates, places, or events. However, what we do not understand is that the important thing that we must learn and understand in history is how and why things happen. It's causal relation, how things happened and why it happened. The third is interprets conditions of a given space and time. This means history gives meaning and interpretation to everything every single day of our past or every single day that happened in our day-to-day life. The fourth importance of studying history is projecting the future. If you remember what we discussed earlier, accordingly, a person knowledgeable of the past is a wise man. It is because having the knowledge and understanding of the past would open your knowledge of understanding and probably predict or visualize the future. They said history is futuristic. And one scholar of history said, a person not prepared to face his own past cannot manage his own future. The last one is promotes nationalism and patriotism. Learning the achievements, sacrifices, and contributions of the people of the past or our ancestors gives us courage to give value on what they had done. Accordingly, to one of history scholar, it is true that history cannot satisfy our appetite when we are hungry. It is true that history cannot keep us warm when the cold wind blows. It is also true that if the younger generation would not learn the sacrifices and victories of our forefathers, we are like trees without roots, and we are like river without source. So that's the five importance of studying history. I hope you understand the nature and the meaning of history. So that's all for today. Thank you.